As a young man, you should be chasing fulfillment and not happiness. I was reading Hard Times Create Strong Men by Stefan Anya, and he mentions this in one of his chapters, and that really got me thinking that that's really spot on. You know, chasing fulfillment is very different to chasing happiness. And I see a lot of guys fall victim to this, you know, I see a lot, not just guys, but even women. You know, everyone's chasing happiness, everyone's chasing the next hit of dopamine. As soon as we wake up, we start scrolling. You know, we go out to the pub on the weekends, we drink, we smoke, we take drugs. You know, we indulge in hookup culture. What's all of this for? It's for happiness. It's to get that dopamine hit. It's to feel good in the moment. And one thing you'll notice is, once you start to chase happiness, the void inside of you just gets bigger and bigger. How crazy is that? You thought that by you doing all of these things, you would become more happy. But instead, it just left you with a deeper void, with a deeper gap, with a deeper hole inside of you. You thought something was actually gonna help it, but then you're like, is this it? You know, it's like when you're about to fap, you know, you get this instant urge of, oh my god, I'm actually gonna, you know, pleasure myself. But then once, you know, it's like the post-nut clarity hits in and you're like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? So my message to you is don't chase happiness. Don't waste your time chasing happiness. Chase fulfillment. Because I'll not lie to you, I've been a victim of this. You know, now I've not done a lot of degenerate things in my life, but I have taken part in a few things that I'm not too proud of. Such as, you know what I mean? You know, and it just left me, it didn't leave me fulfilled. You know, it didn't leave me happy. It didn't leave me, I wasn't fulfilled with my life. And that fucks with you. That seriously fucks with your head. You're like, what are you doing? Was I made for this? Is this all? So chase fulfillment. But on the other hand, when I've actually tried to chase fulfillment, you know, once I've dedicated myself, for example, just the other day, you know, I was training. I'm currently in training camp preparing for a fight, and we're training 3 times a day. You know, so we'll have a track session, we'll have a weightlifting session, and then we'll have a bag work and shadow boxing session, an actual technical boxing session, right? And with that, we're stretching, we're going on zone 2 runs, all of that. And I remember I was coming home from the gym. You know, I was biking home. It was around 9 p.m., 9:30, and I just felt good, even though it was the boring part. It was the boring stuff, but I felt good inside of me. You know, I felt fulfilled, and that allowed me to rest easy at night. You know, I had this sort of direction in my life. I had this sort of sense of purpose that I didn't have when I was chasing happiness. You know, I was like, okay, you know what, I'm doing something productive, I'm doing something worthwhile. I don't feel as though I'm wasting my life, because all of the instances in which I was chasing happiness, every time I sat down, I just felt as though I was wasting my life. Like, is this what life is about? Just going around, kiss as many girls as possible, pick up as many girls as possible, go on as many dates. You know, of course that's important, it is. But that shouldn't be the main goal of your life. You should not be chasing happiness. Because the reason I make these videos is to teach people, because I feel that's my purpose. My purpose, a man's purpose is his work. This is my purpose, this is why I make these videos. If I was to become a billionaire all of a sudden tomorrow, I'd still do this because I genuinely enjoy it. This gives me fulfillment, this gives me purpose. Training hard, you know, boxing, that gives me purpose. But drinking, but going out with as many degenerate women, being around degenerate people, scrolling, eating shit food, taking drugs, all of that is instant gratification. Happiness. You should not be chasing happiness. You know, people often ask me, oh, I've sat in certain rooms and that you've probably seen this too, people, I'm not happy in life. I'm not happy in life. What do? How do I become happy? The quick fucking answer to how to be happy: be fulfilled. I promise you, be fulfilled, you'll be happy. It's like automatically you'll be happy. Trust me. If you have purpose, if you have fulfillment, you're gonna be happy. Trust me. I've been there before. I have spent some seasons of my life chasing happiness. And guess what? It just left me even more deprived. It just left me thinking, what am I doing with my life? And then you fall into it. Then you fall into an even deeper role. That's even harder to get out of, right? So just don't indulge in this. Chase fulfillment. You know, your day needs to be full of things that give you fulfillment. For me, it's recording these videos, reading, training hard. For you, it might be something else. For you, it might be cooking. For you, it might be spending time with your family members. You know, chase fulfillment. Don't chase happiness. And the modern world, you know, the temptations are everywhere. Everywhere. As a young man trying to build his own empire, they are everywhere. If you step outside of your house, you have women, you have drugs, you have alcohol, you have bad influences, you have these vices, you have bad friends. And the temptations are at home as well. You've got your phone, you know, you could be looking at pornography, all of that garbage. But that's when you are tested to see how bad you want it, you know. Always remember, a man's purpose is his work. Chase fulfillment. Don't chase happiness. Same with these fucking business models. I've had so many conversations with these fucking entrepreneurs. They're like,
oh bro, but what is a new business model and trading and OnlyFans management and
fucking agency and fucking copywriting. Why are you wasting time to get the instant money grab? Do something that's generally your purpose. You know, do something that's fulfilling. You know, don't go for that. Go for something you genuinely enjoy to do, because then you will actually be able to work harder. This is what people don't fucking understand. Chase fulfillment. Don't chase happiness. Don't. You know what? You don't even need to listen to me. Just try this yourself. Go on for the next 2 weeks. Try to chase as much happiness as you can. Jack off as many times as you want. Fuck these women as many times as you want. Drink as much as you want. Stay out with the general people as much as you want. Do all of that. Okay? Chase happiness. And then we'll come back to this video and then see how you feel. Journal about this. Do I feel good? Yada, yada, yada. You know? Chase fulfillment. But here's the caveat. When I say chase fulfillment, it does not mean that you can't have fun. It doesn't mean that you can't be happy. This is the catch. When you are fulfilled, you are automatically happy. You know what I mean? But when you're happy, you're not always fulfilled. You can be happy in the moment in the club. You know? You can be happy being with a woman. You can be happy drinking you can be happy in the moment. But then when you look back and the post-nut clarity kicks in, then you're like, this is not fulfilling. This really isn't. Chase fulfillment. When you're fulfilled, that's when you're most happy. I was at the beach the other day with my friends. It was amazing. You know, we biked to the beach and one of my friends' bike broke down and we had to trek through a fucking jungle to get to the repair shop. That was fun. I was happy. When you sort of position yourself in this life where you're chasing fulfillment every single day, you're working hard towards something, you will always be happy. Trust me. Bro, trust me when I say this. You need to chase fulfillment as a young man. Don't fall into this trap of chasing happiness. Because then you see these vices come through. Because, you know, these vices are truly, as a man, your vices are very fucking, you need to keep them in check. People have sex addiction, people have fucking drug addiction, you know, people have a gambling addiction. It's crazy. You can't be chasing happiness. Do not chase happiness. But the craziest thing is the modern world all around you, people are telling you to chase happiness. But you sort of have to look at them and say, you're no fucking cuck, I'm not gonna listen to you. That's what you have to do. Chase fulfillment. And fulfillment is gonna get you closer to God. It's gonna repair your relationships. Now don't get me wrong, there are some people you can't mend relationships with. It's just not gonna work. And be prepared for that. But that's fine. That's fine. Chase fulfillment. Don't chase happiness. Remember, where could this one take you? Take it. Mwah.
Zeno Records.
You see the stars in the rain for make your galley misbehave. It's the way we like it. Yeah. I was in the trenches with my dogs. Now with them niggas in charge.